Desmond here from Pro Sound Mix. Now, the question of the day is, do you know what your EQ is doing? Do you know what the curves look like? You know, when you boost and cut, can you really tell what's going on? Well, I'm going to show you a quick way to do it. So first of all, I use QClone, and it's a Waves plugin. And so I have the capture plugin, which is here, and it's receiving and transmitting. And then I have the QClone plugin itself, which is right here. Okay, so the way you do it is you assign the bus, the input bus, to the same bus as the output bus. On this stereo track right here, I'm not doing anything. I just put the QClone on that track. And so what I'm going to show you guys now is what happens when you boost. So I have it set for 60 hertz. I'm not boosting. And so now as I boost, if you look at the QClone, it's showing you the boost, right? Now if I change it to 30 hertz or 20 hertz, there you go, 30 hertz, 60 hertz, and 100 hertz. All right, I'll leave it at 60. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but there's something called the pull tech trick. And a long time ago, they figured out that you could boost and attenuate the bass signal at the same time, and you get a pleasant surprise. It sounds pretty good. So when you attenuate and boost, this is what you end up with. So if I attenuated and boosted all the way, I'm going down around the, I'd have to say 600 hertz region, and I'm boosting up here. And that's what it looks like. So if I get rid of it, and it works on most EQs. I also have the UAD, and it pretty much does the same thing. It boosts, and I can cut. So, you know, under normal circumstances, if you boost and cut the same frequency, it should be flat, but it doesn't work that way with the pull tech. So I could boost 6 dB and I can cut 6 dB, and that's what it looks like. All right. Now, interesting one to do would be, let's say the CLA drums, because you really don't know what the CLA drums is doing. So right now you see it's doing that boost and cut, and it's set to kick. So if I set it to snare, you see what it's doing. If I set it to toms, you can see overhead, room, and cowbell. So now you get to see what you're hearing, because it may not sound like you're cutting and boosting at the same time, but that's what you're doing with this plugin. And of course you could raise it up, the sub bass or the treble, and you actually get to see what you're doing. Now, one that I've always wanted to know about, let me mute these two bypass, is the massive passive. So, well, I know about it now, but a long time ago I didn't really understand the massive passive. But if you look when I boost, so I'm boosting, but now I'm going to change the shelving. So it's a high shelf, we got a low shelf, that's bell, and that's a tighter bell. So you can see what's going on. And I'm boosting at 150. Let's say I go to 1K. So now I'd be boosting at 1K. All right. I can boost this band that's like 3K, and you can see what's going on. I can turn it to 800 hertz, whatever. I can even change it to cut, and now you see that I'm cutting, you know. So now you can get a real idea of what you're doing when you turn in these knobs. So like I said before, it's just a matter of setting. It's just a matter of putting the QClone capture on an auxiliary, setting the bus, the input to the same as the output, and just opening a stereo track and putting the other part of the QClone on the other track, and you'll be able to do the same thing. Let's try one more EQ. Let's try the SSL EQ. So we have the SSL EQ here and boosting a low frequency. You can see if I go lower 30 hertz, I go all the way up to 450 hertz, right? And I can bring that back to 0, right? So low mid frequency, let's see where it is. So I can make it tighter, I can make it wider, right? And I can change the frequency, but you see what you're actually boosting in case you didn't know. Or you can see what happens when you hit this button. A lot of people don't know that this button is ×3. So if I boost this, let me get rid of this one. If I boost this frequency here, and then I hit the ×3 button, it's no longer 3000 hertz, it's 9000 hertz. See what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that. Like this one is divided by 3, and you can actually see it. So if I boost here and I hit this button, it goes to the left because now I divided by 3. Okay. So that would be whatever this frequency is, and I think that's 800 divided by 3, which will take you over here. If I set it to 1000 and take it off, now we're at 1000. But if I put it back on, it divides it. So that's like 300 hertz. So that's how you would tell. And that's pretty much it. You know, I just wanted to show you guys how your curves, what your curves look like when you're boosting. And this is the easiest way to find out.